After a decade of silence, big revelations sprouted from the grave. James Joseph Gandolfini Jr., who portrayed the American-Italian mafia boss known as Tony Soprano, was considered one of the best and most influential performers in the history of mafia television. He broke legs at the Emmys, Screen Actors Guild, and the Golden Globes. But his sudden death in 2013 shocked the world. His children, Liliana and Michael Gandolfini Jr., couldn't keep the big secrets hidden. The casket of secrets has been broken, so better sit tight because revelations will start pouring over. He started as a bouncer. Our versatile actor came from Westwood, New Jersey. His Italian parents were migrants who started a new life in the United States. James Joseph Gandolfini Sr. was a construction worker who married a high school food server named Santa. James Sr. was a war veteran who became friends with Salvatore Travolta, the father of none other than John Travolta. He would buy spare tires from the latter's shop. From then on, the young ones hanged out and became pals in the world of cinemas. But even though he had very good connections, young James started with odd jobs. After he graduated from Park Ridge High School, where he was known as the basketball player and class flirt, he enrolled in Rutgers University. From there, he studied BA in communications. As a working student, he took a bouncer job on the side. Also, would you believe it, our mafia boss also worked as a bartender at one time? The youthful James then became a club manager in a New York pub. The open society led him piece by piece in the land of the famous. He became good friends with the Tony Award winner, Roger Bart. One time, he accompanied the actor to an elite acting class and suddenly found interest in the craft. This aspiring artist enrolled in the Gately Pool Conservatory and studied acting for 2 years. The bartender became the boss. Our hard-working artist was never fazed by doing odd jobs to enter the industry. He was willing to dig in the grime and dirt and meet all kinds of people. Finally, he found his theatrical voice in the Broadway production of the classic A Streetcar Named Desire. In 1995, he portrayed Charlie Malloy in the crime drama production On the Waterfront. Then, New York University tapped his talent for his first ever film role in Eddie. In 1993, Tony Scott and Quentin Tarantino joined forces to release the crime drama film True Romance. James finally got to work with an ensemble cast such as Christian Slater, Gary Oldman, Val Kilmer, Christopher Walken, and the rising star Brad Pitt. James played a ruthless mob enforcer named Virgil. He got his inspiration from a real-life hitman whom he considered a good old friend. That's how far his connections got him. Though this film did not become a blockbuster, James Gandolfini's talent was recognized. The actor played the Russian gangster Ben Pinkwater in 1994, Terminal Velocity. He then played the lieutenant in the submarine-based film Crimson Tide. He was also the conscientious mobster in Demi Moore's legal drama film, The Juror. Winning prestigious awards for his cultivated performances was just the cherry on top of his Chardonnay. But this is just the beginning. Here's the birth of Tony Soprano. Without a doubt, he had already stepped in the array of the A-listers. In 1995, television producer and screenwriter David Chase came up with the storyline of The Sopranos. He pitched it on several television networks until his relentless efforts were felt by HBO. The production team was rounded up and they searched for the star. Anthony LaPaglia, who played Jack Malone in Without a Trace, was considered for the role. But due to conflicting schedules, he was not pursued. Next, they gave a tryout to Steven Van Zandt, but the band guitarist admitted his lack of acting experience for such a big role. So, they gave him the character of Silvio Dante instead. Michael Rispoli almost took this home. Luckily, the casting director saw a short clip of the film, True Romance, and was impressed by James Gandolfini's prowess. Thus, she invited him to audition. Initially, James wasn't fully prepared during the audition. The creator-producer was shocked that the actor stopped and suddenly left. Then, James finished his audition later in the evening in his garage. But that didn't stop them from getting their main star. He was immediately cast. Did you know that this actor made the most unusual preparations when he got the part? Here's how he did it. James took things seriously. To produce the right emotional anger on screen, this genius actor would hit himself deliberately. He would also stay awake all night and get drunk with loads of coffee. He even put stones on his shoes just to produce an impactful act. Now, that's what you call dedication. But why do that? Because Tony Soprano is one hell of a complicated character. He was no ordinary mobster, and the actor knew quite well this was no ordinary role. The character was inspired by a real mob father in New Jersey named Ruggiero Boiardo, known as Richie the Boot. He was the head of the Genovese family, also known as the West Side. It's considered one of the 5 influential families doing organized crime in New York. Not only that, Tony Soprano's character was also inspired by another gangster named Vincent Palermo, better known as Vinny Ocean. He was the former boss of the De Cavalcante mob family until he found his conscience to defer. In 1999, this famous mafia boss turned himself in as a government witness. The main star had his job cut out for him, and he got a dark little secret about it. He he received strange phone calls. In a segment of Inside the Actor Studio, the actor admitted receiving complimentary phone calls from whom he called the wise guys. These men from the real mafia world would call and check on him. One time, he wore shorts for a barbecue scene. He got a call saying not to wear shorts. That's how we knew there really was the guy. Our actor received recognition from unlikely sources and award-giving bodies. He already hit the $1 million talent fee per episode and was listed as a top-paid actor of his time. He even had time to appear in several action films, such as 2001, The Mexican. His co-star, Brad Pitt, made the recommendation. He was also in Robert Redford's The Last Castle. His good friend and director, John Turturro, waited for him to be the main star of the rom-com musical film, Romance and Cigarettes. Then, tragedy came. He broke a leg. The Sopranos. Production was halted because our beloved actor had to undergo knee surgery, but that didn't stop him afterward. In 2007, he spearheaded documentaries giving tributes to our injured soldiers in Alive Day Memories, Home from Iraq, and also in War Torn, 1861-2010. He also appeared in several stage productions. Before his sudden demise, he finished the rom-com film, Enough Said, and the crime drama, The Drop. HBO even set him as the lead for the crime drama, The Night Of, which sadly he wasn't able to fulfill. But then again, James led a meaningful and productive life. He married twice and bore a son named Michael and a daughter named Lillian. He built a good fortune for himself and his family, having owned some plush real estate in his hometown in New Jersey and New York. Then, 2013 came. The great demise of Gandolfini came. In 2013, the actor and his family flew to Sicily as he was to receive an award at a film festival. It was a blistering sunny day for tourists to roam the busy Italian streets. They went out for a walk and got back again at the Boscolo Excedra Hotel, but they didn't know what was to happen next. Michael, who was 14 at that time, suddenly found his father lying on the bathroom floor, unconscious. They called for help and the paramedics came immediately. Yet at 10:40 p.m., James Gandolfini, age 51, was pronounced dead. The cause of his demise was a severe heart attack. This grave news reached the shores of his hometown, New Jersey, USA. Thus, the governor requested flags to be at half-mast to show their love and respect. Many Hollywood celebrities paid their tributes and several events were honored in his name. It was devastating and it was sudden, but he will always be remembered as the humble veteran actor who changed the gameplay in the mafia genre of television. In his own words, just some fat dumb guy hailed from Jersey, yet he made history. James Gandolfini, aka Tony Soprano, left a huge void in the mafia filmology. But then again, the classics always live on forever. What are his best lines in films and TV series that you try to emulate in front of the mirror? Common. We're sure you also tried the mafia voice at one time or another. Don't hesitate to share it in the comment section below.